Hey, this is Jeff from Jeff's Gardening Tips. Today I'm working on a little bit of landscaping and mulching, and this apple tree here, we got a broken branch right here. Didn't even see that. But you can see it is just loaded with apples. There's got to be, some of them are spoiled by the ways I look at them right now, but you can see the size of it. I normally trim it way back. This year I let it grow to see if I could produce more on it. It did produce more. I will be cutting it way back this year again. Man, the more I get up here, after that storm the other night, just broken limbs everywhere. Wow. Okay. Well, there's an apple. She's not ready yet, but you can see it's starting to turn red and get ready. So, see a couple branches from that storm kind of snapped, but lots of apples, so I expect a big production out of that. What I ended up doing was did a spring fertilizer, but I did a summer fertilizer. So what I did was I just remulched this whole island and trimmed everything but one bush. And where this apple tree goes in the ground down here, the old mulch underneath, everything is there. I dug all the way back to the roots to where I was scratching the roots of the tree at ground level. Dug it back as far as I could without destroying it, and opened it up, and I put spread a cup full of blood meal all around it, which is great for these trees, and a typical fruit tree fertilizer, long-term pellets that grow over time. I watered it real heavy after that, and then I just covered it back up with the old dirt, and then I put the new mulch on top, and that ought to give it a little more of a boost going into this year, because I hate to lose them all, but some of them I see have some rot on them, which is kind of normal what's going to happen, but you just look at them, they're all looking pretty doggone good, and they're just bad everywhere. So I'm hoping for a good final harvest out of here. Out of that, this is the bush. We had a huge bush here, the same type of bush that died out of nowhere. Normally I can kind of trim them back and save, but that one would not come back, so I replaced it with this bush, and got done mulching the whole island here, and we put the driftwood in there. This bush came back from nowhere. I bought that for maybe $2.99. At the end of the year, it was dead. They were kind of giving it away, and I got it back. That one I just put in. That's a normal one, but that was real small. That might have been like a $5.99, but it was in a little container, and it's starting to produce now. Maybe it's the driftwood doing it. That's a firethorn bush. It's doing pretty good. I normally try not to trim that back too much in this weather because it can be really affected by it. Another one of those red thorn bushes. Beautiful bush, but man, when you cut it, it tears you up. There's another big bush we have here. That's the one I didn't trim yet. I normally trim that 3 or 4 times a year. In fact, I trimmed it maybe 3 weeks to a month ago, and it's already come back into full growth. There's the flowers we put in for Abby. They come out orange when it gets hot and sunny. There's one of those red plums I showed you the other day. I trimmed it back just a little bit, so it's got more of a figure to it, more of a look going forward. You can see back there's another red one by the clothesline way back there, but I have to get that one trimmed up too. This is a pine tree that I bought up from my wife's mother's beach house, and it was looking pretty good and going okay, and then somebody's new puppy's been showing the what out of it, so I think that's what's killing that. You see, everything seems to be doing pretty good here. Everything's growing in. I just trimmed around here everywhere. Still got to weed a little bit. I mulched back inside everywhere, and just trimmed these 2 bushes. That was been here for 35 years, and it was dead as a doornail, and I nursed that one back and got it back. This one here was here. I planted this in 88 or 89. It grew for like 15 years and just went dormant and dead, and I trimmed it all the way down to the ground, except for a couple little sprouts off of it, and it is coming back like crazy now. Sometimes it just takes a while, and you'll see back here when I come around where it used to be this whole open area here. You can see where the backside of it's coming back now too. But this whole open area here was that one bush, but I put a seedling like that to give that ground something to grow with too. So once this picks up its size, and that'll fill his backside in more, and it'll really be in some real good shape. This magnolia is doing real good, flowering right now. Looks good, and I just mulched down inside the bricks I put in there, and you can see one of the seedlings coming up out of there. Beginning of summer, these things look dead, even though they got white flowers. There's just leaves everywhere. But this year it's hung on not too bad. It's done its thing. Now we come over here. This is the little ponds I put in by the front door, and this one's doing real good. It's really taken off and done what I wanted to do up against the railings I put in there. You can see this one up here is a little bit underneath. Gets chewed up a little bit, so I got to take that apart, and I actually got to put some acid on that, some acid-loving soil fertilizer, and that'll bring that back. And you can see, of course, the grass that we grow there and stuff like that, and then the other bushes we have. But these are all things I put in. But you can see I trimmed that one, believe it or not, like 2 weeks ago, and that holly, but they just grow like a madman. So I got to get them trimmed again, just not today. There's the red maple I put in. That might have been, when I bought it, maybe a foot tall, maybe 5-6 years ago, and she's really taken off. I'm going crazy on that part. Still got a mulch island over here. This is a crepe myrtle, which flowers real nice. It was 2 sticks of dead nothing, so it came back out of nowhere. Type of arborvitae there. All these things you see, all these bushes that go down here, I put all these in, and all of these at one time were just little seedlings out of seedling pots or things I found around, and just manicured and kept up with over the years, and they seem to be doing pretty doggone good, because now before they used to struggle with the hot weather. This holly bush you see here is probably 8 to 10 foot wide, about 8 foot high. And I just mulched around it not too long ago. It looks like Brandy was digging under there. But that one there was maybe, I'm guessing that one's about 5 years old, but it was just a little tiny thing. You can see the size of that trunk under there. I just kept manicuring it and keeping up with it. It really took off, just like that maple did right there. Real happy with how the front yard's coming out and things are going. But we had nothing at all except for 2 bigs. And that big maple you see, big oak, pin oak, you see right there, I bought that from somewhere, and it was like $19.99 and was maybe 3 foot tall, 4 foot tall. And that's taken some hits from bad weather and stuff. But otherwise, I just got to get up and prune it and climb it and take care of it every so often. And it seems to have kept itself for the most part over everything. And this little thing right here I dug up out of the woods, it's a type of I can't think what it's even called right now, but it's a prickly little son of a gun. But that might have been 3 inches tall. It was growing. I think I have one. Let me go up here, I'll show you about the size it was. I think I have one growing up under this maple that I still haven't taken up. We come up here, I think I see it from here, and I got to pull this one out, and I'm going to do the same thing. You'll see that seeds get carried around by the birds and animals and all that, but if you look down, you'll see that little seedling right there. That little seedling is the same as that bush I showed you up front, and that's how that one started. And that's maybe 2 years old over there now, so I pot them for a little bit, and then once it comes winter time, I'll put them in the ground, and we'll just keep moving forward. Otherwise, front yard's starting to come up. Actually getting a little bit of rain around here now. You can see the grass is still staying pretty good. Heck of a time with the dry weather we had earlier, but now it's really starting to keep up. But I got to move along to the backyard now. But out front here, out of all you see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say about 50% were bought on a used sale cart that were like dead and shouldn't have bought, and the other ones I did all myself when I just found seedlings laying around somewhere. and ended up keeping them going. Well, that's enough for today. I got done all that mulching today. 10, 12 bags of mulch, and getting everything tucked in and fertilized and everything. So still got a little trimming to do out here in different places, but otherwise we're not for being in July this time of year. Normally most stuff is dying around here because of the humidity and the heat, but it's hot and humid. I'm sweating, but it's lasting. All right, have a good day, and please like and subscribe to the videos if you're interested, and see you next time on the next video. Thanks.